So my door started getting hard to open. I had to pull in a little harder, and I've had this before where the other side got broke because somebody pulls the handle back and expects the door to pop open instead of releasing the door and pushing the door. Well, in this case, I know better, but and then this happened. I've already replaced this thing several times. Let's see if I can remember how to get this off of there. Actually, it's that part that comes off. I know there's always something tricky about it. You think that center part come out, but it's not. It's the outer part that comes off. And there's little thingies in there that come off. That's not going to allow me to see anything. So, alright, well, the door panel's got to come off. And then we'll get a look in there. There's a rod that runs in there. It sticks in the little hook. That's where it was. It's either broken off, or I think that's pretty obvious. Okay, so the handle broke. I'll go grab me another one of these at the auto parts store. Built by Dorman, aftermarket. That's all I'll say. They don't last like the originals do. But they're cheap, and you can replace them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's okay, so there you have it. Next project. Okay, so trying to yank this door panel. Get in there. I think I've gone over this before. That comes out with the tree. Don't need any of that. These are metric, I'm thinking, but these, I got a 9/32 socket, which will work. Not the right size. These are kind of long, I believe. We're going to have to use finger power. That takes too long. Alright, well, this is boring, isn't it? Of course, what we're going to have to watch out for when we get this loose is those switches and the connectors that are on the inside. Just because of redundancy, I'll go ahead and go over all that, even though there is a video out there on that I did on taking this panel off. Alright, so these have little pushy deals in there, so you basically just get in here, and especially if it's old like this, you can just pop them out. And then this whole thing comes back off of that, pops up. And then you gotta watch out. And I think I can just set this one down like that. Set it down like that. Now, I think originally, I'm gonna have to put the window up. I think this was a rivet at one time. But since I've replaced this numerous times before, I think I go up under here and find a nut. Yes, indeed. So that's probably like a number 10, so it's gonna be a 3/8 nut in my case. Okay, I happen to have a number 10 fiber lock nut. I like those best. I'm gonna put a washer in there for some reason, but whatever screw you can get, I think. This whole thing is gonna slide. I lost the lever, which is interesting. Let's see how that looks. Let's see. Goes like that. Now in there is, you can see that lever right there. There also is another one. Let's see where it is. There it is. Coming down from the top, it pops in there. Well, mine broke, so I'll show you something interesting I had to do on mine as it gets looser. Let's see. So I need to pop that down there. Well, let's try it with my needle nose. Get a flat screwdriver and pop it out of there. But that is me moving here. Looks like I'm probably gonna have to. Unless I can just pop it. Alright. You know, actually, since the other part's right there, what that means is somewhere in the bottom of the door is the rest of that handle. Well, let's see. I got the window still hooked up, so let's see what's what here. Ooh, the door's there. Always a little careful. Whenever you got things open, things don't get pinched. So now I should be able to reach down in there and find the rest of the door handle. Like I said, I've done this numerous times already. I don't know, maybe maybe that's the third one. So it's just cheap pot metal. Dorman makes their stuff in China, so it goes on there like so. And what people have a tendency to do is when they open these doors, they pull them out and pull back on it, thinking the door is going to pop open on them. Well, old truck, all it does is release the latch. I forget what this was, 30 bucks or something. It actually matches the color. So here's what it looks like on the inside. That was the door lock mechanism. Last another few years. But if you have one of these things, you want to get people into the habit of simply pulling back to unlatch the door and push the door open. Otherwise it will break these things repeatedly. So what has to happen, this is going to go in. See how it goes in there. Once you get it in there, and it's going to go in those little slots and come back, and that screw's going to hold it. So what you have to do is reach in here. I don't know if I can do it with one hand. Anyway, I'm going to push that back inside there. This one coming down is going to go down. Ouch. Oh, that hurts bending backwards. Yeah. This one's going to go in the top of the latch, and you'll see this weird configuration here. What I had started happening to me years ago was that even though you pull the door latch handle, it wouldn't unlatch back here. And it turned out that the throw was too short. So I ended up going up and heating this up. I'm not sure I even heated it up. Got in here with a pair of pliers and put a little twist in it, which effectively shortens the length of this rod. And that seemed to work pretty good. I don't remember, I think there is a swoop in this rod. It's just not that pronounced, and I don't know why this thing is jumping up so high. But interesting. Alright, so I'm going to thread that thing in there. And let me see if I can get it hooked up and show you. Okay, so I actually reached up under here. Put that little shaft in the bottom one, reached in here, and those things had a little cutout ridge kind of deal in there, so when you push them into these little bushings, they kind of lock in place, and you can see that. At least that's the idea. They lock in place. So then you come push this sucker up. I hope I can push this up without. There we go. I don't think there's any in the bottom, is there? Oh, yes, there is. Alright, well, I got those. Okay. So it looks like we're all lined up. And there we have it. So it's in place. Feels like it's going to be good. Let's see, where's my door latch? Look at that. Alright, all I gotta do is put that screw back in there. I think I'm going to leave that plastic washer off. Like I said, the only difference, I think, if you got a stock one, which at this point, how likely is that? I think that's a rivet you have to drill out. And then you just find a little screw and nut and reach back up under there and tighten that nut up. Alright, as SpongeBob would say, 3 minutes later. Pretty much I'm going to close it back up. You can see my nice pretty regulator in there. I just changed that window in the regulator. So what you got to be careful in this is these pointy parts sticking out will punch your speaker, so you got to be careful of that. This has to be lifted up, tilted out a little bit. I do it with one hand, 1 foot. This gets pushed up in there and comes down. I've had this thing off here so many times, I think it's just used to it now. And then you basically find your pins go in the holes again. It's just too easy. And they all have them, so you might have to reach up under here to figure out where, but that one's broken off. Up under there. Sorry. That one's good. Can't tell. He wants to come down a little bit. And that one there, come down a little bit. Stand by. Okay, I took a little bit of monkeying to get that in there, but and this thing goes back in there. Put your 2 screws back in. Actually, see that little split there? Kind of sandwiches, and you can just kind of push that with your finger. Ouch. And this piece goes, you see those clips in there. So simply release it, open the door. Say not open the door. You can see that one over there. The passengers have pulled on that one. That one's been replaced too. This one's been replaced several times just because it's old and decrepit. But that's all it takes. Push the door open with your elbow. And we're done. There you go.